Hey guys, today we'll be creating another multiplayer game really fast with rocket networking. So this is an almost empty project. I'm just starting out with this S balloon, so it's like a nice sprite I drew. And I just create like a room with a blue background, and yep, that's pretty much it. So what I want to do is like have this balloon collide with other balloons somehow, something like that. So let's start with that. So if I say Alt O, this would create an, let's call this O player and give it the balloon sprite. Okay. And now in the step event, let's make it like move according to uh, if you press the arrow keys or A and D, something like that. So I don't actually want it to move up and down. I only want it to move left and right because will be like this will be a game where it's like the camera is only focused on you, and if other balloons come from top or bottom, you'll see them. I'll show you what I mean. So it's like, let's see, let's put it this way: var move equal to keyboard check vk right minus left. So minus left. Okay. Now what I want to do is set the x coordinate to move. So plus equal to move, and I think this will be a bit slow. So let's just put it to 2 pixels. And like if the balloon, okay, so firstly let me put this balloon here, like in the instances layer. Yep. Also, it looks a bit small, doesn't it? Let me just, yeah, I mean, we could do that stuff later too, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, so when it moves this way and that way, it starts from x equals 0 to x equals what? 600, right? Because it's 600 by 600 room. So let me just constrain the x. So if x equals clamp, um, 0 to 600. Now I've clamped x. Next, what I want to define is some kind of variables like altitude, which will, just keep in mind how like the weight and gravity and everything will work. So I want to keep it a simple game. So let's just have weight starting from 0, okay, and the altitude starting from 30. Maybe we can go from 0 to 100, okay, and depending on the weight, altitude will change. So altitude plus equal to weight divided by, I don't know, 10, I think, or let's just put 100. And then we can have and then weight can change, like if you click, I guess. So it should be like if you blow in the microphone, that would be cool. But then for this tutorial, let me just put a click. So if mouse check pressed, right, mouse check button pressed, mb left, like let this be the blow it up thing. So weight plus plus, and similarly if mb right, let's do weight minus minus. And this won't be actually seen in any way, like uh, the visually altitude actually makes no difference now. So let me just put a small thing like y can be so this y goes from 0 to, I think, 600, same. So 0 to 600, right? So the midpoint is 300, and let me just do 300 plus altitude. Wait, actually it's minus altitude because this is the way it works. Altitude. So this way, yeah, and also altitude must be clamped. Um, Altitude equals clamp altitude from 0 to 100, I guess, right? Okay, so set y to 300 minus altitude should work. It'll be a bit closer to the screen though, so let me just set it like 400. Yeah, and let's see how this works. Let me just do Windows first. In fact, it would be cool to even draw this like in draw GUI, draw text um, at 300 comma 100 and altitude can be like yeah, plus string of what we have just set, altitude. So let's just see how this much works. I hope it works well. Okay, yeah, so it just shows the altitude, and if I'm clicking, so the weight is actually going up basically. There's a small way of seeing it move up, not very well, but yeah, like it stops at 100 and it's kind of clamped at that much. So that's cool. That's what I wanted. Let me just center align this. Draw set H align, right? Yeah. FA center. Cool. So that would be altitude. And let me just put down the weight, like even that's okay. A cool thing to do would have actually been blow into the mic to like make the balloon bigger and make and like click to just like leak some air out. So this is weight. Cool. Now let's and yeah, this I want to do it 2 times altitude. That was giving like a better dynamic, I guess. Let's see what else. So that's pretty much the single player version of it, I guess. I can move left and right. That's also slow, but yeah, it's kind of working. I wish there were more like visual pointers on like the Y. So it doesn't look like the balloon is going up. So when altitude changes, we want to kind of more visually show like it's moving, but it's not like good enough. Anyways, so let me just set the weight to a bit. This text is too it's coming too down. It has to come a bit more up. Like 150 should be fine. Okay, cool. So that was the single player version of it. Now let's make it multiplayer with Rocket Networking. So you want to head over to rocketnetworking.net and then you want to get the template. So this will take you to the marketplace link, and there's also like a quick Google Drive link. So I'm gonna go to the Google Drive link, and you should also make an account. So I've already made an account. So yeah, I've made an account, and this is my key. Okay, that's a bad email address. Anyways, let me just download this. I've downloaded this like so many times. It must be like the okay. Look, it's the 9th one. Anyways, so you want to keep your dashboard open, and in Game Maker, like just import it. Tools, import local package, in downloads, whatever, we just the 9th one, and just like add everything from Rocket Networking and say import. Okay. Now the first thing you want to do is most things in Rocket Networking, like the way we know who you are is like through scripts options. Scripts, Rocket Networking options. So this is like your secret key, and yeah, so this is what you have to copy from your account dashboard. By the way, this will also be worked out and made more beautiful. So just copy the secret key and paste it um, in your part. And by the way, if you're using HTML, you kind of want to because I mean they have some bugs on HTML, because of which some post requests are not working, and it's really annoying. So if you are using HTML, please use these manual variables. So you have to set this manual thing to true, and then you will have to copy your server URL from here and put it here, like for the manual case. But that's only HTML. You can do it here too, but like it works without that here. So that's pretty much it. You have added Rocket Networking. Now you want to go head over to your room where any multiplayer stuff starts, and you want to paste the brain here. Okay, this is the brain. Cool. Now let's do something else. Let's set the, yeah, now you'll have to connect to the server. So I think in the create event we can put like a connect to server. So now we have put the brain. Now let's start it up. So that's the 3 steps. You just need to change it to your server ID, put the object, so it's like multiplayer functioning starts, and then say connect to server. Okay, now I should do it on GX actually, because we can view more people, but yeah, that's like yep. Okay, so it says you connected as a client with this client ID. So basically that's like a callback message. So for viewing your callback message, like we ask something, yeah, connect me, make me join the server, do this, do that, change my room and all that stuff. It's like the server does that or does not do it, and then tells you what it has done in these things. So when we have connected to the server with this request, so connect to server, please connect me to the server, it calls callback connect to server when you have connected. So it's going to like show this message, hey, you are connected as this. So now let me just say you're being moved to the public room. So that's like, now let's gather all the clients in one room. So all this is not needed. I'll just say moving you to public. Cool. Now I think change room is a function. Yeah, change room and public. I should have called it sky, would have been cool, but public is fine. So change room public, and once I've done that change room, what will happen is it'll ask the server, hey, can you change my room? Okay, so we'll be like, cool, and then it'll say callback change room. So it should show this message. So let me just set that to hi Baloon, the new room you joined is this. So and let's do this on GX. It's the same anyways, although the colors will come a bit weirdly on GX. So yes, so moving you to public, and then hi Baloon, the new room you joined is public. Cool. And yeah, so now let's view other players. So how will we view other players? That's an interesting question. Now the thing is, Rocket Networking automatically creates and destroys other players for you. So when you join a room, so when like now we have joined the public room when we say this, right? Moving you to public change room. So we have joined the public room. So all clients who play this game will be moved to the public room, and when you do move, you will be so like if let's say Alan and Chari are playing this game. So on Alan's screen there will be one instance of O other player created representing Alan, and on Alan's screen there will be one instance of this representing Charlie. You know what I'm saying? So I think you can initially set the X and Y, but we'll get there. Okay. So firstly, let's just start sharing some data with the server. So under OPlayer, in the step event, let's just share with server, share with server. Cool. So in share with server, so there's this thing called global dot shared properties. So this is like kind of what decides what's being shared. And what do we want to share here? sharing your x coordinate is important, right? So I think, wait, how do you make a struct? That's how you make it, right? You just say x and y and something. So, but one good thing to do in structs is just put an underscore before your variable names. Trust me, it just makes it better. And yeah, x. And we also want to send our altitude, right? And oh, sorry, underscore altitude this side. You can put any names really, but this is like a good practice. So global.share properties will be updated this way. Cool. Now in O other player, you want to copy underscore x and underscore altitude. So in O other player, in the step event, this is like somebody else in on our screen. So you want to set the x to their real x. You don't want to set their, and yeah, we have not even defined a name yet, so this is like useless. But for the y, how can we again, convert the altitude into y? That's an interesting question. So firstly, let's make var altitude. So this is like the enemy's altitude, and get that altitude, because like whatever we share, so like you have shared your x and your altitude, which means everybody has shared their x and their altitude, which means you can view their x and their altitude. So go to O other player and like yeah, so we've got the altitude now. So how do you want to represent this? The thing is, you want to set the y to, it's all relative to your player. So O player dot y, I think minus, because like it's actually, yeah, with respect to this player. So altitude, O player dot altitude, not O player dot y. So it's like the relative difference, somehow that we are taking. So we've got the altitude difference, and yep, that should pretty much be it. Am I missing something? I don't think so. Anyways, let's see how this works. So let me just like run 2 instances of this, and yeah. So to run 2 instances, you can just copy this, and yeah. Hey, you've joined the new room. Okay. Now, yeah, moving you to a public. Hi, you've joined this room, and hey, uh, you can see the other player there, but it's not the right. Wait, let me just set the weight to 0 and set this weight to like higher because this is up. Okay, he's still going back. Wait, let me get the altitudes to something similar. Huh. Okay. It would appear that our code to use, okay, this is kind of an interesting thing. Let me show you guys what needs to exactly be done. We have we have a small thing. So we've taken the altitude difference, but this should be relative to O player, right? So we should start with O player dot y plus whatever this is. That's it. Also, I don't want this weird thing, man. I want the balloon. So that's an S balloon, and now let's run it. Also, can I run it in Chrome? That would be like really appreciated. Or not. Why does it say speed dial? Okay. Yep. The new room you joined is public. So okay, that's cool. I can actually see. Huh. So as you go up, you can see. Wait. This is weird. You can. Okay, let me just increase my mass here. So this altitude is 100, and here, okay, this is interesting really, because of the way we have defined movement. So let me just make some changes. Also, it says a found player to destroy once somebody disconnects. So you might want to, yeah, you might want to cut that, like wherever that is. Found player to destroy. Uh, let's see. Found player to destroy. So yeah, just like cut it out. It's really not supposed to show that. Like, and I'll make that change too. But yeah. Now, so in O other player, it's setting the Y, in this way, but we really shouldn't do that. Let's just set it to 400, okay? And now, to change the altitude, let's go to O other player, and um, this altitude difference, let's make it a lot more. So 100 times 6, what's that? That's like 600, right? So this altitude goes from 0 to 100, the screen goes from 0 to 600. So let's just make it multiplied by 12. Cool. And after this, I mean, how much time is this? Okay, 20 minutes. Cool. And moving you to public. Hi, the new room, join this public. Now, if I'm increasing my weight, I'm falling down. Yes, that's kind of what I wanted. And I think also it should move the way I want it to move. Yes, which is also happening. So yeah, now the x coordinate is the scale is a bit bad. So wait, oops, let me just set the weight to same. So now they're the same weight. In fact, okay, now let me make this heavier. Okay, cool. So that's cool actually. This is working kind of how I wanted to work, but I would also like to, have like a, oh wait, I have to make it lighter too. Wait. No, okay, this is making it what, heavier? Maybe I made a mistake there. Yeah, because I'm not sure exactly. It's some funny physics. Anyways, set it to 0. Now, the thing which I did here, that was kind of, yeah, so I made it big. You guys remember? Let's just set it to the same size. And now, you can have any code you want in this, like, I don't know, if you collide with, uh, if you collide with the with another player, maybe the other player gets taken down. So basically, the way to do that would be you start sharing your weight as well. So um, underscore weight would be weight, and because you're sharing it, everybody else is sharing it, so you can get it here too. Let's call it var weight is equal to um, sp dot shared properties dot weight. Okay, now let's set the weight to yeah, now we have to actually look at collisions. So you can add your personal variables here. So we'll just initiate weight to 0 and then set the weight to this. Cool. And now when we collide with O other player, so if there is a collision, right, you want to say kill that player, something like that. Okay, so the right way to actually say this, to do this is instance place, and yeah, you get the other objects ID. So what do we have that tells us that this enemy is this enemy? So in O other player, there's this variable called client ID. Every person in your Rocket networking server will have a client ID. Every client will have one. So this uh, it initiates to -1, but then it represents this guy. So if that guy's client ID was 6, it would be 6, something like that, right? So yeah, and then it is automatically updated. So what we want to do is whenever we do collide, we want to get that client ID. So if it's not none, if enemy not equal to none, we want to uh, firstly we want to get the mass. If our weight is more, not mass, weight, sorry, if weight is greater than enemy dot weight, something like kill this player off. So there's a way to do that. It's called send a private message to this client. So the way we do that is, I think, send message to, yes, SMTC, send message to client. So the receiver's client ID, which is enemy dot client ID, and the message you want to send. So the message you want to send, let's just say destroy, man. Cool. So now that I've said destroy, um, that enemy will now get, or if we are the ones getting destroyed, we will get a request saying destroy. So for that, yeah, callback received message. Let's just see how this works firstly. Stop current project. Alright, so let's run this. In fact, I think 2 instances are already running. Yes, here it is. Now, let's refresh both of them. And yeah, moving you to public. Hi, the room you joined is this. Now, actually, the funny thing is, when I click on this, it's going to increase the weight and destroy the other balloon anyways. So, okay, cool. And here, oh yes, it does say you got a message destroy from this. So that way, when we get that destroy message, what we'll have to say is instance destroy. Okay, cool. So when we get like a destroy message, where's that? Received a message, yeah. So now, because I've only sent one message, let me just set it to instance destroy. Not instant destroy, disconnect from server actually. Disconnect from server, because now you're out of the game. So now let's try running this. Refresh both. And now, yep, moving you to public. Hi. You got, okay, so this one like got destroyed. Okay. I think it would have been better to move that alert away, but as you can see, the other player, yeah, you successfully disconnect, because like this player has now disconnected. So uh, that's like a way to say you've lost the game. So that's pretty much it. I'll publish this to GX, in support of Rocket Network. But thanks so much for watching, and if you're more interested, please feel free to join the Discord server. I'll keep posting videos, making simple games uh, with Rocket Networking, tutorials like this on this channel. And yeah, that's all.